So the first thing that I'm going to do is basically I'm going to show you how to use the projection system and also how to use the projection to do multi-material projections simultaneously. So you don't have to split your mesh apart into separate pieces. You can just go ahead, use one mesh, and create all your projections all at once. So just to start simple, I'm just going to make a simple cube. I'm going to put a sphere inside of there, maybe a teapot, and let's see, a cylinder. That'll do just fine. So now I can take these guys. I'm just going to position those guys inside that sphere. And what I'm going to do is basically render a normal map of these three objects onto each side of this cube. So we're going to render 6 normal maps simultaneously using the projection system and also using the render to texture. So let's come over and grab our box. I'm just going to convert this to an editable poly real quick and go ahead and drop a projection modifier on there. So what we're going to do first is basically pick the objects that we want to project to. So I'm going to come down to Cage, turn off Always Update. The reason I'm doing that is so that when I pick these objects that it doesn't try to kind of match or project back down to the surfaces, because I'm going to have to reset that anyway. So I'm just going to turn that off, come up to Pick. I'm going to hit the actually Pick List, and I'm just going to pick those 3 objects and add them into this object level of the stack. Okay, so what I could do, basically, now that I've got these in this object level, is I could render a single projection map, and it would basically kind of render it all across each side, but I don't want that. I want a separate material for each side of the cube. So I'm going to have to create some selections down at the sub-object level. So I'm going to come over here to Select Face, and I'm going to use Select Material ID. So I'm going to select Material ID 1. You can see it's the hotkey for displaying shaded faces. Yeah, it looks like somebody's changed that hotkey setting. So let's just come in here to Configure Views, turn on Shade Selective Faces so you can see that. And I don't seem to be getting shaded selected faces, but you can see the selection right up here. It's basically this side of the cube. So now that I've got that selected, I can come down here into that area where I chose Pick to add all those pieces of geometry and basically give that selection a name. So I'm going to call that Mat 1. You'll see that it'll add it down here to my sub-object list. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that process. Change that to 2, select Material ID 2. Change that to Mat 2, hit Enter. Go ahead and do that for the rest of the sides of the box. Make that Mat 3. Select Material ID 4, Mat 4. Select Material ID 5. So on and so forth. And the last one. So now basically what I've got is an object level projection, and then I've got these sub-object level projections down here. So what I can do is basically come to each of these and add those objects down into that sub-object level of the projection stack. So I'm going to go ahead and do a pick list and just go ahead and pick all 3 of those for that sub-object level, and you can see it adds it to Material ID 1. Do the same for this. Pick all of those. And you'll notice that I don't have to include every object with every material selection. So for instance, if you're building a character and you've got one seamless mesh and you want to project a normal map from, say, just the head onto just the high poly head that you've got in the scene, let's pretend this box is a character, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the pick list, and I'm going to say the cylinder and the sphere are the kind of the head objects that I want to project. So I'm just going to pick those 2 for that level. So, and then we'll just fill out the rest of these, pick those. Pick list, add those to our stack. I'm going to leave one out there as well. And then pick those. Okay, so let's make this see-through so we can kind of see what's going on. There's what we basically have in the scene. We've got this projection. We've set up some sub-material selections within that projection and added the pieces of geometry that we actually want to project. So I've actually got a file already set up with this exact thing. I'm just going to go ahead and open that now real quick. Okay, so you can see, again, I've got my projection, and I've got all my sub-object projections, and you can see here I'm only using the sphere for that material ID 4. The rest of them I've got set up. So now that I've got this thing set up, we're going to go ahead and use the projection, or the render to texture, to go ahead and render out each side of that cube as a separate bitmap that we can then use.